Namaste, dear students. So today I am here with one more illustration number 12, which has been asked in the year April 2006, University of Mysore question paper. Manoj Company Limited offered for public subscription 40,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 20 per share payable as follows. So here 100 rupees is the face value of the share and 20 rupees is premium. So that means the problem is with premium, and this effect will be we are going to show it in the allotment entry, that is premium entry. Okay, rupees 25 per share on application, rupees 50 on allotment including premium. So in this 50 rupees, 20 rupees premium is included. Then rupees 25 on first call, then rupees 20 on final call. Applications were received for 60,000 shares. The shares were allotted on pro rata basis to the applicants of 50,000 shares. Remaining applications being rejected and balance of excess application money was adjusted towards allotment. So the company have called up, that is issued 40,000 equity shares, whereas public applied for 60,000 shares, and on pro rata basis we are keeping 50,000 application money. So 50,000 application money we are keeping, the rest 10,000 application money we are rejecting. So in this, Mr. Arun, to whom 3,000 shares were allotted, fails to pay the two calls. That means first call as well as second call as well. Okay. And Mr. Rakshit, to whom 2,000 shares were allotted, failed to pay final call. Rakshit have failed to pay only final call money. So their shares were forfeited. All shares were reissued to Mr. Pavan. So those forfeited shares are reissued to Mr. Pavan at rupees 80 per share as fully paid up. So per share 80 rupees, it has been issued as a fully paid up, that is reissue entry. Okay, so next is pass the necessary journal entry and prepare balance sheet in the books of the company. So we have to pass journal entry, then we have to prepare a balance sheet. So without wasting the time, let us draft a journal entry table. Before that, you have to leave a space for working note. Okay, so let us start with the solution part. So dear students, now we are starting the solution number 12, that is solution for illustration number 12. Okay, so for that, first what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to calculate working note. We have to do the working note. Okay, so write down note. Under that, so first we have to do number of shares issued. How many shares issued by the company? Manoj Company Limited issued 40,000 equity shares. Correct. Offered for public subscription 40,000 equity shares. So number of shares issued is 40,000 shares. So now number of shares subscribed. Number of shares subscribed. So that means number of shares which is applied by the public. Public applied for how many shares in the problem? Applications were received for 60,000 shares. How many? 60,000 shares. So here issued number of shares is lesser and subscribed number of shares are more. Okay, issued number of shares are lesser and subscribed number of shares are more. So in such a case, this is the balance is going to be 20,000. So subscribed is greater. So therefore situation is over subscription. Situation over subscription. So 20,000 application money we have received as a oversubscription. So now what we have to do? So we have to take a pro rata allotment. So now write down the heading pro rata allotment. Pro rata allotment. So how to do pro rata allotment? By this time you should know that see, the company application was received for 60,000 shares, and the shares were allotted on pro rata to the applicants of 50,000 shares, remaining application being rejected and refunded. So that is what, 50,000 shares were allotted on pro rata. So application being the balance amount is excess, application money was adjusted to allotment, the excess has been rejected. That is what they said. So we are keeping for pro rata allotment 50,000 shares, correct? Out of this 50,000 shares, how much is for application? 40,000 shares into 25 rupees. So 40,000 into 25 is the application money, correct? 40,000 into 25 on application. So calculate 40,000 into 25. So application money on application, it is going to be 10 lakh rupees, right? 10 lakh rupees. So we are keeping towards application 10 lakh rupees. So this is good for application, share application. Okay. So excess adjusted to allotment. So we are keeping 50,000 out of 40,000. Out of 50,000, 40,000 is for application. So excess is adjusted towards allotment. How much is excess now? 10,000 into 25. 10,000 into 25. So that comes to how much? Calculate. 10,000 into 25, that comes to 2,50,000. 2,50,000 rupees. Clear? This is adjusted towards allotment. Okay. So adjusted to allotment. Adjusted to allotment. Okay. So this is also done now. So now 50,000, 40,000 plus 10,000, 50,000. So the remaining is 10,000 out of 60,000. If you remove 50, so you are going to get 10,000. Okay, so that 10,000 into application money is 25. So 2,50,000, that is rejected and refunded. So this has been rejected as well as refunded. So total number of shares, how many? 60,000 application money. Okay. So I believe we are clear till this entry, or do you have any doubt still? No doubt, correct? Okay, then we'll pass, we'll go towards the journal entry part. So let us open the journal entry table. So I'm ready with the table. Journal entries in the books of Manoj Company Limited. Date, particulars, LF, debit rupees, credit rupees. Okay. So let us pass the journal entry. Journal entry number 1. So that is receiving of application money. What is the entry for that? Bank account debtor to equity share application account. So how many application money have been received on how many shares? So on 60,000 shares, correct? So 60,000 into what is the application money? 25. Calculate in the calculator. 60,000 into 25. So that should be 15 lakh. Okay. So pass the amount column, 15 lakh. 15 lakh both the side. Okay. So write down the narration being equity share application money received, being equity share application money received on 60,000 applications. 60,000 applications. Okay, so now transfer entry. Second entry is always a transfer entry. So for which money we are transferring? Equity share application money. Okay, equity share application account debtor to equity share capital account to adjusted to allotment is there. So equity share allotment account to bank account. So that is rejected and refunded. So now we have received 15 lakh rupees for equity share application account, correct, for application money. So now out of which how much we are transferring to capital? So to capital, company issued how many shares? Invited application 40,000 shares at rupees 25 each, correct. So that comes to how much? 10 lakh rupees. Okay, so then adjusted to allotment how much? 10,000 into 25. 10,000 into 25 is 2,50,000. So rejected and refunded to bank account 10,000 into 25, 2,50,000. So put together it is 15 lakh. This adjustment we have done in the pro rata allotment, that is to capital application account 10 lakh, to adjusted to allotment account 2,50,000, 2,50,000 rejected and refunded. That same entry we have passed here. Okay, so now write down the narration. So what is the narration? Being pro rata allotment made, being pro rata allotment made, being pro rata allotment made, excess application money adjusted towards allotment, remaining rejected and refunded. So all the three transactions we are covered under this entry only. So that is why narration part we have to cover entire part. Okay, so second entry is done. Now I am moving to the third entry. So third entry is allotment due entry. Okay, third entry is allotment due entry. So let us pass the third entry now. Let us pass the third entry. So next third entry is due entry of allotment. Okay, so share allotment account, share allotment account debtor to share capital account. Is there premium in this problem? Check out, read the problem. So it is issued at premium or what? 100 each at a premium of rupees yes, Manoj Company Limited offered for public subscription 40,000 equity shares of 100 each at a premium of rupees 20 per share. Premium is there. Okay, 20 per share premium payable. So to, what is the entry when premium is there? To, yes, security premium account, to security premium account, to security premium account, security premium account. So now what is the allotment money due including premium money? That is 50 rupees on 40,000 shares. So 40,000 into 50. 40,000 into 50, how much? Calculate in the calculator. 40,000 into 50. That comes to 20 lakh. So 20 lakh rupees. Okay, out of this 20 lakh, towards capital how much? 40,000 into, how much is the premium? 20 rupees. Out of 50, if premium is 20 rupees, then how much is left out? 30 rupees. So 30 rupees towards capital and 40,000 into 20, that is towards premium. Okay, 40,000 into 20 towards premium. So now calculate 40,000 into 30, that is 12 lakh rupees. 12 lakh rupees is towards capital, then 8 lakh rupees is towards premium. Okay, so now write the narration for the same. So what is the narration? Being equity share allotment money due. Being equity share allotment money due. Okay, being equity share allotment money due. Okay, so we are done with the narration. Being equity share allotment money due. Next is fourth entry, receive entry. So bank account debtor to, bank account debtor to equity share allotment account. Bank account debtor to equity share allotment account. So we have received the allotment money. Clear? We have received the allotment money. But while receiving, you must be very careful. Actually, we are supposed to receive 20 lakh rupees. Correct? Minus, we have already received with the application which has been adjusted to allotment, which has been adjusted to allotment. So you have to look into the pro rata allotment. 10,000 into 25, 2,50,000 adjusted towards allotment. That means this 2,50,000 rupees allotment money I have received along with the application. So which I have already received, that has to be deducted. So how much you are supposed to deduct now? 2,50,000. Okay. So that working note, why it is important, you understood, because that reflection will go further. So the balance is 17,50,000. 17,50,000. 17,50,000. 17,50,000 being equity share allotment money received. Being equity share allotment money received. 17,50,000. 17,50,000. So next I am moving towards fifth journal entry, that is first call money due. So for that entry is equity share first call account debtor to equity share capital account. Equity share capital account. So on first call, on 40,000 shares into, how much is the first call money? So first call money in the problem is said on first call rupees 25. So on first call rupees 25. So 40,000 into 25, that comes to 10 lakh. 40,000 into 25, 10 lakh. Calculate in the calculator for confirmation. So 40,000 into 25 is 10 lakh rupees. Okay. So this is the due entry. So pass the narration for the same, that is being equity share first call money due. Okay, so now sixth entry is receive entry. So receive entry is bank account debtor to which money I am receiving? Equity share first call account. Equity share first call account. So next to the bank account, open a bracket and write 40,000 shares actually I am supposed to receive. In the problem he clearly said Mr. Arun, the holder of 3,000 shares, failed to pay 2 calls. That means he failed to pay first call as well as second call. So he is the holder of how many shares? 3,000 shares. So deduct that. So you are going to get 37,000 shares at rupees 25, because Arun did not paid 3,000 shares first call money, correct? So just deduct that. So the rest we have received, that is 9,25,000 and 9,25,000, 9,25,000 and 9,25,000. So narration is being first call money received except on 3,000 shares held by Mr. Arun, okay. So now the seventh entry is for due entry, second and final call due, okay. So write down equity share second and final call account debtor to equity share capital account, equity share capital account. So actually how many number of shares? 40,000 shares. How much is the second and final call money? 20 rupees. So 40,000 into 20, calculate how much? 40,000 into 20, 8 lakh rupees. So they are supposed to receive 8 lakh rupees. 8 lakh rupees. So being equity share second and final call money due on 40,000 shares. So now we are done with the due entry, okay. Being equity share second and final call money due on 40,000 shares. So next is eighth entry, receive entry. So receive entry you all know, right? So receive entry is, yes, bank account debtor to equity share second and final call account, okay. So now out of 40,000, Arun, the holder of 3,000 shares, failed to pay 2 calls. That is, first call also did not pay and second call also did not pay. And along with him, one more person, that is Mr. Rakshit. Clear? Mr. Rakshit was the holder of 2,000 shares, failed to pay final call. So Rakshit failed to pay final call. So that is 2,000. So deduct 40,000, 3,000, 2,000. 40,000 minus 3 minus 2. So that comes to 35,000 and received is 20 rupees. So 35,000 into 20. Calculate 35,000 into 20 rupees. So that is received is 7 lakh and 7 lakh. So narration being equity share second and final call money received except 3,000 shares held by Mr. Arun and 2,000 shares held by Mr. Rakshit. So now in the problem they clearly said these shares were forfeited, correct? So after this Rakshit failed to pay second and final call, these shares were forfeited. All the shares were reissued to Mr. Pavan at rupees 80 per share as fully paid. So these shares has to be forfeited and it has to be reissued to Mr. Pavan. Okay, so that we are going to pass a forfeiture entry, that is a 9th entry. So what is the entry for this now? Equity share capital account, equity share capital account, debtor 2, forfeited shares account 2. They failed to pay what? First call account. Who has failed in first call? Mr. Arun. 2. Final call account. Who have failed in final call? Both Mr. Arun and Mr. Rakshit. Okay. So now here put together, Mr. Arun is the holder of 3000 shares and Mr. Rakshit is the holder of 2000 shares. Correct. So put together how many shares? 3000 plus 2000, that is equals 5000 shares. What is the face value of the shares? 100 rupees. So 5000. So this is the held by Mr. Arun. This is held by Rakshit. So 5000 into 100. Calculate how much it will come. 5000 into 100, that comes to 5 lakh rupees. So that comes to 5 lakh rupees. So they are supposed to pay together 5 lakh rupees, but they have not paid some money. So then how much they have paid, that we have to write it in the forfeited account. So that I have told you in the last class also, in the last problem also. So first call, who has failed? Mr. Arun, correct? So Mr. Arun, the holder of how many shares? Arun is the holder of 3000 shares, correct? So what is the first call money then? First call money is 25 rupees. So on 3000 shares, Mr. Arun did not pay 25 rupees. So that comes to how much? 75,000. 75,000, which is not paid by the Arun. Okay. So in the final call, Arun also not paid and Mr. Rakshit also have not paid. So Mr. Arun is the holder of 3000 shares and Mr. Rakshit is the holder of 2000 shares. So put together it is 5000 shares. So what is the final call money? 20 rupees. This also they have not paid, correct? So 5000 into 20 rupees is 1 lakh. So this 1 lakh also they did not pay together. Okay. So now look at the problem. They are actually supposed to pay 5 lakh, out of which they did not pay 1 lakh plus 75,000, which they have not paid. So if you deduct that, how much you will get? So deduct now 5 lakh minus 75,000 minus 1 lakh. So how much you got? They have paid 3,25,000 rupees. They have paid 3,25,000 rupees. So if you get a doubt, what you can do is, Mr. Arun is the holder of 3000 shares, paid application money 25, allotment money of rupees, how much? 30 rupees, because we have to exclude this, which one? Premium. So that comes to 55. So if you calculate 3000 into 55, so 3000 into 55 paid by Arun. He has paid how much? 1,65,000 rupees. 1,65,000 rupees. The same way Mr. Rakshit is the holder of 2000 share. He has paid application 25, allotment 30, first call 25 rupees. Clear? So he did not pay only second and final call. So he has paid 80 rupees per share. Correct? So now calculate 2000 into 80, how much? 2000 shares into 80. So 2000 into 80, so that comes to 1,60,000. So how much he has paid? 1,60,000. Correct. So now add this. 1,65,000 paid by Arun, 1,60,000 paid by Rakshit. So put together it is 5,000, 6, 1 carry, 3,25,000. How much they have paid? 3,25,000. So without any working note, I have done this calculation. So you can calculate like that also, or you can directly write like this also. So anything is fine, but answer you have to identify. You can calculate individually like this, or you can calculate directly like this. Okay. So I believe you have understood. So now let us write the narration part. Okay. Being 5,000 shares were forfeited due to non-payment of call money. Okay, so this is done. That is, you know, forfeiture entry. So now we have to pass the reissue entry. So that is 10th entry. I am passing the reissue entry. So reissue entry is always receiving. So that is bank account debtor, forfeited shares account debtor to equity share capital account. So for how much it has been reissued to Mr. Pavan, check out. See, at rupees 80 each as a fully paid, it has been reissued. So now put together how many shares we have forfeited? 5,000 shares. Clear? Into 80 rupees. So now calculate 5,000 into 80. So that comes to 4 lakh rupees. Okay, but on per share, how much we are facing a loss? Face value of the share is 100. Out of 100, we are reissuing at 80 rupees. So then what is the loss? 20 rupees. So we are issuing the shares at less than the face value of 20. So 5,000 into 20. Calculate how much it will come. 5,000 into 20. 1 lakh rupees. So that is forfeited share account. So underline this 1 lakh. 2 equity share capital, 4 lakh plus 1 lakh, 5 lakh. Okay. So write down the narration now. What is the narration? Being 5,000 shares were reissued. 5,000 shares were reissued to Mr. Pavan at rupees 80 each. Okay, so we are done with this entry. So now I am passing the last entry, that is the 11th entry. So that is forfeited shares account debtor to capital reserve account. Okay. So now from where you are going to get this amount? So that whatever you have circled, 3,25,000 minus 1 lakh. 3,25,000 minus 1 lakh. So if you do that, how much you are going to get? 3,25,000 minus 1 lakh. How much you are going to get? So you are going to get 2,25,000. Correct. So 2,25,000. Okay. So write the narration. Being final profit transferred to capital reserve account. Capital reserve account. Okay, so we are done with this journal entry. So now moving towards bank account. So I'm ready with the table. Bank account, particulars rupees, debit credit. So in a bank account, 2 equity share application account 15 lakh rupees we have received, 2 share allotment account 17 lakh 50,000 we have received, equity share first call account 9 lakh 25,000, equity share 5 lakh final call account 7 lakh, equity share capital account, that is reissued to Mr. Pavan, 4 lakh rupees. Out of this we have rejected in the pro rata allotment, that is 10,000 application money. So equity share application money 2,50,000 we have rejected. So if you do the total, 52,75,000 is the total. 52,75,000. So if you are getting confusion, I am writing here 52,75,000 is the total. 52,75,000 is the total. So 52,75,000. So if you deduct 2,50,000 out of it, you are going to get 50,25,000. 50,25,000 is the carried down figure. Okay, so now new balance sheet, that is new balance sheet as on that date. Share capital authorized, issued, subscribed, called up and paid up capital. Since it is a over subscription, so I am directly taking everything. 40,000 into 100 is the face value, 40 lakh. Reserves and surplus is the second head. Under that security premium we have received 8 lakh rupees at 20 rupees on each share. Then capital reserve account, that is the last journal entry, that is final profit transferred to capital reserve account after the forfeiture, 2,25,000. If you total this, so your total amount is going to be 50,25,000 rupees. 50,25,000 rupees is the total amount which you are going to get in the balance sheet. 50,25,000. So other side, first it is fixed assets. Do we have any fixed assets? No. So it is going to be nil. Second, we have current assets. So in current assets, yes, we have cash at bank, right? So write down directly cash at bank. So how much balance carried down? 50,25,000 rupees. So 50,25,000 rupees. So total it 50,25,000. So if it is getting tallied, yes, your problem is correct. We are done with the problem. 50,25,000, 50,25,000. So I am done with the solution for illustration number 12. So if you have any doubts, give me a call or drop me a message, or you can ask in comment section also. I will respond to it. So I'll come up with one more problem very soon. Until then, take care, bye bye, and stay safe.